And
Great. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing this evening? Good, good. I'm delighted to be with you for the one-on-ones. Um, I have an order here, but I just want to make sure that I have everybody. I have this correctly, and that I'm saying people's names correctly. So I have Kezia. Can you correct me if I'm wrong?
That's right. It's
Can you pronounce
Kezia.
Kezia?
Yes.
Beautiful, Kezia. So nice to meet you, Andrea.
Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Um, then I have Ashley. Then yes, Ashley, can you name? I'm looking at gallery view just so I have faces and names. Thank
hello.
you. Hello, good evening. Velyn, is that
Hi.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Will you say your name for me once so I hear you say it?
Oh, Velyn.
Velyn, perfect. Okay, great. Good, good, good. Thank you.
You.
Great. And then Asa?
Hi, Andrea.
Hi. How are you? Good evening, Asa. And then I have Benita in the standby
Morning.
spot. Good. Thank you. So say good morning. I know it's the evening for you. Thank you. Okay, good. Good, wonderful. I'm just checking in the chat. Okay. Now it says, please go ahead and greet the coaching students. That's funny. It's nice to see you. How did you find working on the monologues? Did you pick a monologue from the list, or did you bring your own? Um, did everybody raise your hand if you brought something from the list? Great. And uh, so does that mean, Ashley, that you brought your own piece? Wonderful, wonderful, great, great. So why don't we start? Let's just take a deep breath together, like we did in the last session, hand on heart, right? Let's just get centered. Inhale through your nostrils. Inhale, and then just exhale. Again, inhale, breathing into your hands on your heart, and exhale, bring yourself to center. We're going to get centered to work and remember that this is a classroom, this is a process. There is no expectation of perfection in this room. We're only working on learning tools to make our performances better. Um, so I just want to lift the expectation of having to do anything perfectly. That's not why we're here. We're here to just learn more about this art form and how to work on it in the most efficient and effective way possible. So let's take another deep breath in. Inhale clarity on that. Exhale fear about that. Inhale curiosity. Exhale worry. Inhale, um, inhale thoughtfulness. Let's be thoughtful about this. And exhale stress. Good, good. Um, were you all with me in the last session? Do you remember this trick? We're going to do a little red leather, yellow leather. If this is for your diction, I'm typing in the chat just so you remember what we're saying here. I want to make sure everybody sees this. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this finger, you're going to put it in your mouth, and you're going to say red leather, yellow leather with the absolute best diction that you can muster while this is in your mouth. Red leather, yellow leather. If you want, you can, yeah, you're muted. So go ahead and say it. Say it over and over. red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. You can go even quicker, maybe 3 times fast. And now take it out and say red leather, yellow leather 3 times fast. See what that gets you. Red leather. Yeah? Is that loosening your tongue up a little bit? Do you feel that? Great, great. So the next thing I want you to do, since you're all on mute, you have separate monologues. I want you to think about the first sentence in your piece. And I want you to do the same thing. So let's put this in. And at your own speed, say the first sentence in your monologue. At your own speed, you don't have to rush. Just make sure that you get through every consonant, every sound. Make sure you hit every single one. And when you're done with that sentence, do it again. And just see if it's possible to, if it's as if I could hear you, I would hear it perfectly, even with the knuckle in your mouth. Really, really articulate every single sound. Make your tongue work for it. And when you're finished, one more. Good. And when you're through with that, you can take the knuckle out and try that on. Say that first line. How does that feel? Yeah. Yes, comes right off, right? We got to wake that tongue up. It's the end of a long day. Obviously, you've been using speech all day, but we want to sharpen the tools so that your instrument is ready to go. Good, good. All right. I think we should jump in. How are you guys feeling? Good? Kezia, are you ready to go?
Hi. Okay.
Hi,
Okay.
Kezia.
Hi. Okay, I
Okay,
think
so what are we working on today?
I'm doing Nora from the Brighton Beach Memoirs.
Good, good. And what were you able to learn about Nora in your preparation for this?
So yeah, I did a little bit some research that Nora is
Yes.
actually living in her uncle's house, and they were
Mm-hmm.
struggling economically, and she has a sister and a mother. Her father is actually passed away from cancer 6 years ago, and they've been living
Yes.
in the uncle's house since then. And they've been struggling economically, and her sister is actually ill. She has a heart condition, heart condition. So her sister is like is taking care, is you could say that it's she's her mother's favorite. Her mother is only pay attention to her younger sister because she's sick. And and yeah, basically, she got the chance to audition on Broadway because she's a dancer, and her family told her that you shouldn't go. So yeah, she's basically angry the whole play because she couldn't go. That's I interpret it as like that's her one chance to go, one chance to get out of this life, but her family are, I know, not her parents, her whole family is like restricting her to go.
Good, Kezia. Good, good. Good research on this. So who are you talking to in this monologue, and what are the given circumstances of what's happening in this scene?
So I'm actually talking to my own mother, and
Mm-hmm.
my my mother decided to leave us, to go, so that to go to her friend's house and get a job. And when she got a job, she will take us from the house. So yeah, she informed me that she informed me of her decision to go.
Yes. Okay, great. And great. So really good job on this research, Kezia. Good. So you're talking to your mother. She's just told you that she is going to leave in order to do what she thinks she needs to do that will be better for the family. Good. And great. And I think I've just got, before I ask you any questions, I think we should just jump in. I think you know what you're doing here. And then we'll talk a little bit more about how to pursue what you're trying to get in this. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I can't believe it. You mean it's all right for you to leave us, but it wasn't all right for me to leave you. It was my future. Why couldn't I have anything to say about it? I need to be independent. So I have to give up that one chance I may never get again. Is that it? I'm the one who has to pay for what you couldn't do with your own life. I'm not judging you. I can't even talk to you. I don't exist to you. I've tried so hard to get close to you, but there was never any room. Whatever you had to give went to Daddy. And when he died, whatever was left, you gave to Lori. I've been jealous my whole life of Lori because she was lucky enough to be born sick. I could never turn on a light in my room at night or read a book in bed because she always needed her precious sleep. I used to pray that I get some terrible disease or get hit by a car so that my legs all tangled and crippled. And then once, maybe once, just once, I get to crawl up into bed next to you on a cold, rainy night, talk to you, hold you until I fall asleep in your arms. Just once.
That is beautiful work, Kezia. Good for you. Well done. Well prepared. Well thought out. I really want to give you kudos for being so excellently prepared, right? So now I know who you're talking to. I know what the relationship is. I know what you want. This is also happens to be a terrific piece of writing where it's very clear, right? Um, Good. That was just wonderful. So now let's get even more specific. Let's find even more specificity and authenticity in this. But beautiful. You know what I really liked about what you did, Kezia, is you were listening. This is the key. I could tell that you were engaged with, you had somebody in mind, right? And even though you don't have a real person there, obviously, if you were on stage, you would be basing the way you said everything on the way that person was reacting, right? Um, because every time we have a speech like this, especially if we're confronting another character, we are every sentence we say, we're looking to that other character to see if we're getting closer or further away from our goal.
Yeah.
Right? We understand that? Good. Good. Really good. Okay, so we know you're talking to your mother. Let's get specific about what your relationship is with your mother. I know we've made clear that you feel like Lori gets more of the attention. Do you feel like do you feel like your mother has time for you at all? Do you get to actually speak your mind typically around your mother, or is it too busy in your household
Yeah.
to?
In my imagination, I think the mother is too busy with her sister. With my
Mhm.
sister, I'm busy on busy in general in the household. And I this is actually the first time that I get to pour my heart out to her, like, talk about her, about my feelings, because as an elder sister, I think I have to be the top one because my sister is sick and I have to be like the grown up in the family. And like,
Yes.
yeah, it's just, and in this time, I just feel like it's unfair because why she can't go and why I can't go. So like, yeah.
Yes, good. So something that I'd like to try, at least for the beginning of this, is as an actress, Kezia knows that this is a monologue and you have all the time in the world to deliver it. But as the character, Nora is watching her mother walk out the door. And this is the last chance to say what she has to say. And she has no idea that it's going to be even as long as it is. It's just that what is the moment right before when we're looking to what sets us off in a monologue? What happens right before, Kezia? Do you remember in the script? I mean, she's clearly said, I'm leaving, right?
Yeah. I think I just got back from the outside from a date. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. But I just got back, and then she just
Mm-hmm.
told me that, okay, I'm going to leave. Take care of Lori. That's what I'm going to
Right.
leave.
Right. So remember last week we did the exercises where we just had the three objects and I would just give somebody a circumstance, right? So this is the same. You have this speech. I mean, you have this monologue committed to memory, but ultimately what were you expecting when you came home from that date? How was the night supposed to go? What did you think was next?
I was thinking that, okay, I'm tired. I'm just going to bed, and
Right.
everything is just get back to normal life. Just like
Yes.
everything's fine. Yeah, we're all going to bed soon.
Right. How outrageous is it for your mother to decide she's going to leave the household?
Pardon? I
E-
didn't.
e- how outrageous is it? How surprising is it that your mother would say, "I'm actually moving out of the house for a little while to find a job"?
It's actually very, very surprising because we've been in this house for 6 years and she decided to leave now. After she just turned down that she said that I couldn't leave at all. So it's
Right.
just outrageous, yeah.
And you're trying to find your independence, as we know this as a young woman. If she leaves, who takes care of Lori?
I did. I have to.
That's right. So she's just thrown all of this with a casual, by the way, I'm leaving, don't worry, I'll send for you. And that is the thing
That triggers.
that's yes, yes. So let's just start it again. I want you to is that a door behind you? Can you walk in the room?
Oh, yes, I can.
Um yes, and let it surprise you. Walk in the room and you expect to see your mother in her maybe in her robe as she's getting ready for bed, right? Just set yourself to come
Okay.
home, right? And as soon as you see that, and she's going out the door, you have to stop her with your words,
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me try.
right? Yeah, let's just try.
Okay. I can't believe it. You mean it's all right for you to leave me, but it wasn't all right for me to leave you. It was my life. It was my future. Why couldn't I have anything to say about it? I need to be independent. Sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. That's okay. That's totally normal. That's totally normal because now you're as soon as we start to put new stuff in. Good, good. That was good. What was the feeling? What felt different about that for you?
I think it's more. urgent, more like,
Yes.
okay, I have to stop her right now.
Yes. Yes. So I actually would love to take it from where we dropped off, which was I need to be independent.
Okay, intimate.
See where we are. It's okay. Take a look at it. You know
Okay.
it, but your brain is processing a lot of things. That's fine. That's good.
Yeah.
That's why it's better to be memorized so you can, which you are, which, because this happens even when you're memorized. Good. So let's take it from there. And I'm going to give you a new note, which is, what happens? We're only going to do some of it if you go as fast as you can in your language.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
take pauses. And I'm not saying this is the way it's ultimately going to be, but let's try that. Again, just to give it some urgency. If you don't take any pauses and keep going, how does that inform
Okay.
what you have to say? Because let's assume that she's saying, "You're being ridiculous. I'll be back. I'm leaving."
Okay. So I have to give up the one chance I may never get again. Is that it? I'm the one who has to pay for what you didn't do in your life. I've been so jealous of Lori.
Good. You can, yeah, you don't have to, you don't have to necessarily stop her with your body. You don't have to worry about that so much this time. I just want you but I want you to take the pauses out.
Okay.
Even, I know, and even the ones that you found that felt natural, just take them out. I want to see what you get. Let's just see what is in the language.
Okay. Because I was thinking, okay, what's the next line?
I know, because you're trying to do choreography here. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have it in front of you?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Actually, so let's read it because I know you know it, but let's have it. You can hold it in front of you right now, and I want you to go as fast as you can, no pauses. Just see what happens.
I need to be independent, so I have to give up that one chance when I may never get again. Is that it? I'm the one who has to pay for what you couldn't do in your life. I'm not judging you. I can't even talk to you. I don't exist to you. I tried so hard to get close to you, but there was never any room. Whatever you had to give, it went to Daddy. And when he died, all that was left he gave to Lori. I've been so jealous my whole life of Lori because she was lucky enough to be born sick. I used to pray that I get hit by a car or get some terrible disease so that my legs get all crippled and tangled, and maybe just once that I could crawl up into bed next to you, hold you, talk to you, and fell asleep in your arms. Just once.
How did that feel?
It felt like it's fast.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes the intensity is just much higher. The urgency is also
Yes. Yes. The stakes are always very, very high as whenever we're on stage or in a dramatic piece, right? But it's interesting how your first thought, and many others will do this, I have to time to act the lines, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, you have one goal here, which is to make your mother see you. And you don't have a lot of time in which to do it.
Okay.
Right? And so the dramatic pauses were there, but they came from you. They came from an authentic place in you.
Yes, because I was like trying to imagine her reaction and like make her say some words with me to the next beat. So it was like it was all over the place. Like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, and I think for my environment, I'm also not used to like doing stuff while delivering my intention is still a bit, yeah,
Yes, but you know what? It's actually good. It's actually good to practice doing stuff while delivering because this is what we do.
yeah,
You know, this could take place in the kitchen where she is drying the dishes and she's angry. You know, you there's it's possible to do that. But what I wanted to say is that uh, I understand I love that you want to be listening to her. But if she has no lines, she's not talking. When I say listening, you can read it off of her face.
mm,
I felt that when you said it, I felt that when you did the second time and you just went faster.
yeah,
It was, right? I was still getting all of that listening and that reaction. It's just happening faster. We don't have to, you're right. It's too much work to be saying your lines and imagining her lines and then, right?
yes,
All you need to do is know what the relationship is and what you want. This is my mother who never sees me, and I want to be seen and heard now.
okay, okay,
And
okay,
so, yeah.
yeah,
And so when we get to that, when we are very clear about what I call the objective or the want, what you want, if you want to be seen and heard now, you don't take your time and speak softly, do you?
yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
Right?
Yes.
Um, but that was really beautiful work, Kezia. You have wonderful impulses, and I encourage you to, um, yeah, continue doing what you're doing, and especially the research. You obviously you read, you know what you're doing. The research is everything because it informs you about who the character is and what they want. And yeah, that was really good work. Do you have any questions?
Um, First of all, thank you for having me.
Of
And,
course, of
um,
course.
I actually have a, I mean, yeah, I know that to be aware in my surroundings and to actually uh, practice like doing something and while also delivering my lines with the attention and stuff is it needs practice. Do you have any tips?
Yes.
Just like I mean, and then, there's also that I was told that I need to make choices in my environment to support my intention. And sometimes I just have a hard time to like oh my god, what you do because my mind is like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, and it's just get all like yeah, I'm overthinking this, so that's yeah. You have any tips?
Yes. Yeah, first of all, that is a fantastic question. And the answer, you're not going to love the answer. I don't love the answer. It's practice. You know, that's that's the unfortunate truth about it. And it's going to be met and practice means what? It's going to be messy for a little while. And a lot of us don't like to practice because we don't like to feel like it's not great. But the only way out of that is through. And
Mm.
so, but if you have to, if you get a note, I want you to be able to write down. I'm sorry if you,
No, no, no,
I don't want to interrupt what
okay,
you're writing,
okay.
but
No, it's okay.
um, when you're looking for an activity to do, like you said, you get the note about being active in your surroundings. Um, the first thing to do is if you needed an activity for Nora, right? I said about the dishes, but the truth is she's just coming in the door. You have to look at the circumstances, right? So if she's just coming in the door, maybe she has a purse in her hand, right? Maybe she's taking her coat off.
Okay.
Base it on exactly what's happening. Um, and however, in a speech like this that is so heightened in the moment, she may not have to do anything at all. She's just trying to get her mother's attention and get her to listen to her, right? If this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, as they say, if this is the point of no return for her, this is her one chance to say it. There may not be an opportunity for her to relax and take her coat off and put
Mhm.
open her purse, right? Um, but it does help to be aware of even what you might be wearing. It might be interesting for you to practice and have a coat and a person and walk in because you didn't expect a big confrontation when you were still in
Mm,
your date outfit, right? Even those
yeah.
things kind of inform you. Um, but as far as doing things while speaking and doing your intention, you do have to practice. Think about all of the television shows that you see. Do you ever watch any medical dramas or like
Oh yeah.
Law and Order or legal dramas?
Yes, yes.
Um, there is always, there'll be a big speech, and then the lawyer has to get up and take notes and do the thing and right, grab the coffee cup. And there's a lot of things that will be asked of you.
Yeah.
And it just takes practice. After a while, it becomes it becomes natural. But it the same way I gave you even the first intention and you lost the lines,
Hmm.
that will happen. That is a healthy part of this process.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know
So
what? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah. So when making choices, it's just like focus on the circumstances and on your surrounding, and just make some choices that supports the intention. Based on the circumstances. Is that it?
Yes, we have to know our circumstances, and we have to know who. It's a set of things. Who am I talking to? What is my relationship to that person? Right? I'm going to put it in the chat. What is our relationship? What do I want? What is keeping me from getting what I want? What will happen if I don't get it? That's what's called the stakes, right? And then how will I try? How will I try to get it? Okay. So, and this is for everybody, right? Who am I talking to? What is our relationship? So, in this case, Nora, who are you talking to?
My mother.
What is your relationship? Your mother and daughter, but you don't feel like
Like
you have been,
that
yes,
she loves me. She only loves my sister, and she never sees me as her daughter.
right. What do you want right now?
I want her to stay
You want, why?
because then I have to take care of Gloria all alone if she leaves. And
Right. Also, and we get some hints in the monologue. In the big picture, what do you want? You want to be,
I want my independence. I want to be independent. I want to have my own life back. I don't want my family to control my life anymore.
you don't want them to control your life anymore. Yes. How does the monologue end? What do you want? She says that first, that she wants to be independent, but
Oh,
what does she really want?
she wants her mother to love her.
Yes. Right? She wants her mother to love her, right?
Yeah.
And what's keeping her from getting what she wants? Lori's sickness, her mother, even right now in real time, trying to take care of them, is leaving, right? She's got to stop her, right? Because if you
Oh,
don't get, and in this monologue, how are you trying to get it? You blame your mother, right? You you attack, you blame, you you towards the end, you make her feel guilty, you plead, right? These are different things. They're called tactics, and
hmm.
these are just different ways. It's what we do as humans in real life all the time. If I want a glass of water and I want you to get me a glass of water, I might say, wow, am I thirsty? Right? I'll already start saying, I'll say, oh, You have I see you have a bottle of Evian back there. That looks really good. I would really love it. You're such a generous person, Kezia. I wonder if you would, right? There's different things that I would do to try and get that water,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, but those are the things that, so if you focus on those things, it's not just right. It's not just like one intention. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get my mother to see me. I'm trying to get my mother to love me. At first I have to yell at her, then I have to beg her.
Mm.
And those are the things that and based on the look on her face, I know if I'm getting closer to that goal or further away from that goal. Okay. And then you can explore your surroundings and say, is there, where have I come from? What is the set? What are the things that are available to me? Are there props that I could use, or that but typically the director will ask you, will you do this while you're taking off your coat? Okay.
Mm.
How do I take off my coat when I'm so angry I want to throw it on the floor, but I can't? Things like that inform that. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Thank you,
This is
Andrea.
beautiful. Oh, you're so welcome. It's a pleasure. Beautiful work on that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That was great. Let's give it up for Kezia. Great homework, great preparation. Really, the whole thing. I think what's hard to remember as we set up for Ashley, I think what's hard to remember is we do all the preparation. You have to do all the preparation and get really ready. And that's when you're beginning. Once you do all of that, now you can begin the work, right? Like everything, you have to practice. It's like somebody who plays sports, somebody who plays baseball, or an Olympic athlete. They have to train their whole lives, and then they have to train for the Olympics, and then they have to warm up at the Olympics, and they have to practice there, right? It never ends. You don't just do a lot of work one time and then you're perfect. This is you're playing someone alive. And so you have to water the plant and put light on the plant, and you have to tend your garden the entire time. All right, Ashley, uh, hi. So happy to
Hello.
see you.
Yes.
What are we working on today?
Okay, so this is a play called Eleemosynary. I did this
Yes.
play when I was in college many years ago. And I actually played the mother. This is actually quite similar to the previous one, a mother and a daughter. And so I'm playing the daughter Echo. The monologue comes at the end of the show. The show is about 3 generations of women with a lot of themes of these are genius women, and especially the grandmother's story is a lot about being repressed and just being limited to a housewife experience, and so she becomes an eccentric to go beyond those boundaries. And so her legacy to her daughter and her granddaughter, who I'm portraying in this monologue, is this constant battle between how they treat each other and their kind of the burden of their genius.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of this play is this monologue. The grandmother has passed away from a stroke, and the daughter, my mother, has been very estranged from her daughter. She's afraid of failing her daughter, and so she left her daughter with her mother and just kind of takes professorship, whatever, teaching jobs around the country. So the grandmother has passed, her guardian, and the granddaughter is confronting her mother and trying to start a new life with her.
Great. What is that? So would we say that what this character wants is this new life, and what does this new life look like? Why does she want it?
Well, it's a little bit in the monologue. She doesn't want to live, a regular life. She wants to be with her with her mother, with her family, and kind of fighting her mother's demons for her and with her.
Good. Okay. Why don't we do it? Yeah, let's take a look.
I'm just going to be seated.
Yeah, sure.
Uncle Bill hardly remembers you. You know that? I asked him what you were like as a little girl, and he couldn't even say. He remembers grandma even less. Doesn't have a single interesting thing to say about her. About grandma. To them, she's just a woman who lived a big, embarrassing life. They all think they saved me just in time. Not just from grandma, from you too. So I started wondering if maybe they weren't right. Maybe the smartest thing would be to forget you completely. And grandma, after all, what did I ever get from the two of you except for a good education? And I looked around the room where I was staying, and it was real nice and blank, the way a thing is before you put any time into it. And I thought, I could live a whole new life here. I could invent a whole new me. I could be Barbara if I wanted to, not Echo. I could fit in. But I kept hearing your voice. That voice on the other end of the phone, hiding behind spelling words, making excuses. Or just so energetic sometimes, just so wishing. I don't even remember what you said, just the sound of it, the sound that said, I failed you. I love you and I failed you. I hate that sound. And I will never settle for it because no one failed me. No one ever failed me. Not grandma and not you. I am a prize among women. I am your daughter. That's what I choose to be. Someone who loves you. Someone who can make you love me nearly all of the time. I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to prepare you for me. I'm going to cultivate you. I'm going to tend you. Terima kasih, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Beautifully done. Beautiful, beautiful work on that. Wonderful. I have some questions about the piece. I want to know overall, so she's choosing to be with her mother. What is this choice? I'm going to tend to you. I'm going to take care of you. What is she actually choosing to do with her life? What is she telling her mother in the simplest terms that she's going to do?
She's going to live with her no matter what that means, whatever happens.
Why?
Because she loves her, because she's her mom. And I think they don't have anyone else. I think they need each other.
Okay. When you say something that stood out to me was, what do I have to think except for the good education?
Mm-hmm.
Is that sarcastic or is that sincere? What does that mean?
A bit sarcastic. I guess that's the direction I took it.
Yeah, it's okay. I want to be very clear whether it's a literal good education or it was so rough. The only thing I can walk away from is having learned. I'm curious. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm curious.
Right. They're brilliant. And one of the main things that Echo goes through in her journey is like this national spelling bee, very competitive, trying to kind of win. That's the one way that she's connecting with her mom on the phone, is doing spelling words. So the education was the most important thing for these women. And maybe they did focus on that too much as like an excuse for actual connection.
Mm-hmm. And why Is she reaching out to take care of her mother? If she doesn't feel that she's had that connection in the past, is she saying, I'm sticking it out because there's literally no one else? Like, what makes her make that decision?
So she, as her grandmother's had a stroke, she gets put with her uncle, and they're muggles, right? They're like basic people. And
Okay, good.
I think really experiencing that and recognizing how kind of unique and strange her grandmother and her, and the three of them, so different from everyone else, they really need to stick together. So partially love, partially, this is our family, this is who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and also, yeah, it sounds to me from what you're saying that she realizes that she is more them than the outside world. And so in a way, yeah, go ahead.
I think in the course of, because this is her, I forgot to mention, this is her showing up on the doorstep of her mother's, wherever she's living, unexpectedly. And her mom, I believe she's like reaching for the phone. Okay, your Uncle Bill's gonna come and fetch you. And this kind of like the previous one where she's like, no, I came here for a reason and you can't send me back. I'm gonna fight for you, and I'm gonna fight for us as our family. So this is
okay, great.
her coming into her own as well.
How long has it been since you've seen your mother before you showed up on the doorstep?
I'm not sure. I don't know, because the grandmother got.
Has it?
I don't know if my mother came to visit my grandmother when she was in the hospital. I don't remember that.
It doesn't matter, like if it's, somewhere between days and a week or two. But if this is something that it's been a significant distance, it will affect the scene, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as she sees you, she calls Uncle Bill to say, come get her.
Yeah.
Why?
Because my mother is so afraid of building a family with me. She just wants to avoid all responsibility and just send me off.
Why?
Because she's scared.
Why is she like that?
She's scared of failing. And she's scared of probably becoming her own mother. They had a lot of issues as well.
Right. So you have to save her. Do you feel like in saving her, you end up, it's a fight you have to do for yourself? If she's afraid to end up like her mother, you are probably afraid to end up like her.
Yes.
Right? So you have to, and because the muggles in the outside world don't understand you, right? You're all you have. So I think there might be the urgency here is, I'm not just taking care of you. This is who we are. You don't want to become an isolated, fearful, disassociated person, right?
Right.
Why tend to her, right? Why tend to her? Why is she worth it? Is it your future as well?
Yes. Because I did cut out some of the lines as it was a little bit too long, and she's saying I could fit in, I could adapt, I could be in a desert, I could live without the one thing I wanted like you have. And she's hearing her mother's voice kind of empty, right? Or just like faking her way through these interactions. And that's kind of the alternative, to become like her mother and have this gaping hole that she's trying to fill with faking through life, being not your authentic, weird, eccentric self.
Great. So just to be very clear, you're speaking to your mom. What do you want her to do? What do you want out of this speech? What do you want her face or herself to say when it's over? What do you want?
I want her to kind of give up that thing she's doing and accept me in.
And what is that thing she's doing?
She's trying to keep me away, trying to keep
right.
distance.
To protect herself?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
To protect me from a bad parent, et cetera, et cetera.
Aha. Okay, good, good. Great. So it's like she puts up this force field, this wall, and you literally have to break it down.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Great. So, and there's a sense of urgency here, right? Why today? Why this speech today? Why not last week? Why not when you were, how old is this character?
I think she's late high school.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Why not when you were 11? Why not? Why now? Why today? Which is a question for all of you whenever you're having this moment. Like, what is the thing that makes this speech relevant today? Why can't it wait one more second?
I don't remember if there was an instigating moment at Uncle Bill's house for her to like sneak out the door. Maybe I can't recall. But the grandmother's passed now. She won the spelling bee in the course of the play. So kind of an empowering situation. She's accomplished that thing, that goal. She's lost the tie of her guardian. And yeah, I'm not sure specifically right in this moment.
If grandma has passed, there's no one left, right?
Yeah. Except for Uncle Bill.
And how do we feel about Uncle Bill?
He's just a normal person.
Right, he can't possibly understand what it is to live in this kind of mind. So truly all you have is each other.
Yeah.
And you're on the brink of adulthood if you're a late teenager. So it's time for you to actually make decisions and take the reins here. Mm-hmm. So good. Let's do it again. And let's start at least. And what's to stop you from coming in guns blazing, ready to fight? What's tricky is we look at pieces like this and we get very introspective, right? This is how I'm feeling. This is how you make me feel. What if you go in and if it's all about pursuing your objective, if it's all about getting her to put the guard down, stop it, put it down, stop it, mom, stop it. What does that do? So let's try it. Yeah, let's just try it from the beginning. And I think just what happens if you come in and the tactic that you're using is to wake her up.
Okay. To wake her up. Uncle Bill hardly remembers you, you know that? I asked him what you were like as a little girl, and he couldn't even say. He remembers grandma even less. Didn't have a single interesting thing to say about her. About grandma. To them, she's just a woman who lived a big, embarrassing life. They all think they saved me just in time. Not just from grandma, from you too. So I started wondering, maybe they're right. Maybe the smartest thing for me would be to forget you completely, and grandma too. After all, what did I ever get from the two of you except for a good education? And I looked around this room where I was staying, and it was real nice and blank, the way something is before you put any time into it. And I thought, I could live a whole new life here. I could invent a whole new me. I could be Barbara if I wanted to, not Echo. I could fit in. But I kept hearing your voice. That voice on the other end of the phone, hiding behind spelling words, making excuses, or so energetic sometimes, so wishing. I don't even remember what you said, just the sound of it, that sound that said, I love you and I failed you. I hate that sound. And I will never settle for it because nobody failed me. No one ever failed me. Not grandma. and not you. I am a prize among women. I am your daughter. That's what I choose to be. Someone who loves you. Someone who can make you love me nearly all the time. I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to prepare you for me. I'm going to cultivate you. I'm going to tend you.
Okay. Okay. How did that feel?
Very different.
Very different.
Yes.
Was it
It was
tell
sharper.
me how.
It was
Mhm.
sharper. And less kind of the emotional play and more direct.
Yes. Because this is what we do. We do not, when we confront people we love, we do not plan to get emotional.
Yeah. The way we plan
Right.
in the monologue, start crying here.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And may I advise you just never to do that. Never to do that, because why? First of all, you don't know when you're going to start crying. Even if you were about to have a confrontation in your real life,
Yeah.
an hour before you were about to have it, if you were to say, I'll probably start crying if my father starts to talk about that, it will probably not happen. You'll probably start crying over something else different that you never really could have expected,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Over something that makes you angry, not something that makes you sad. You don't know. So, what I loved about that is I understood the monologue so much better. So much better, because I saw you pursuing what you want. And you can join me in the chat here and let me know if that was clearer to you. There were things that really popped out to me, which were which I just didn't even hear the first time. He thought he saved me, right? That was really strong. Because you had a point of view on it. It was you saying he thought he was saving me, but he was keeping me from who I truly am, right? He thought he was saving me, but then there's incredible language here, right? I'm a prize among women. I choose this life, right? But you have to, it all became charged and illuminated because you were trying to get that person to hear it and to change their mind and to be your parent and not your failed parent.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah. It's never about, here's the thing, it's never about you, friends.
Yeah.
It just isn't. We're like, oh, well, this is where I act and no. If it's become about you and your feelings, you are not doing a successful job in the scene.
Ooh.
Your feelings are a byproduct of you pursuing your objective. You have to, that's what's interesting. That's what's human. I'm watching you fight for something, and that's what's exciting for me to watch. Before, when it became more introspective and pensive, I'm just kind of watching you calmly feel things. Where this, I'm watching you try to win or die trying, and that is worth watching.
Way more compelling.
Yes. And that's what we do in every scene we do. We try to win, or we win the scene, or we die trying to win the scene. It just changed the whole thing. It was really good. So when you say it was sharper, are you speaking from your seat in the audience, or are you speaking from your seat in the character?
Even my hand motions were sharper as well.
What does that mean? Because I'm not really interested in your watching yourself. I'm interested. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to know I was the audience. I know what I saw. I want to know what the actor was feeling when as the character, when they chose to pursue. How was that change? Was it more active? Was it easier in a way? Was it, did you feel things maybe bubbling up a little more? what was your experience as the character the second time?
I just
Was it
felt,
more dynamic?
yeah, I just felt more angry and just sure of what I needed to do, what I wanted to do. So all of it, was for the point of the persuasion, for trying to get her to understand the thing. I felt a lot more angry. I felt a lot more, it's hard to, because it happens and then it's over. And
Good. Right. Good. And if I asked you, I thought it was very successful. And if I asked you to continue to work on this, what I don't want you to do is go, oh, I felt more angry, so I should be angrier next time.
Right.
That's not, anger is what bubbled up while you were trying to wake her up and get what you want. Next time I do it, I'm going to continue trying to wake her up and figure out which words to use and how I'm going to do it. And you will either get angrier or you will get sadder or you will get whatever it is, but it will be authentic and yours and real.
Ooh.
And you will not even pay any attention to your hand motion. What am I doing? You know what I mean? I didn't plan that. It's
Right.
like, that's just what comes out of me trying to explain something to you. Right? It's not something that nobody plans to use their hands.
Yeah.
Right? But it's very exciting, Ashley, to watch you work, because when you, if you can make that shift for yourself and pursue what you want, and knock down that obstacle or die trying, it's the difference between fine and fantastic for you.
Wow. That's so big.
It is big, but it's also, listen, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. You can fake it pretty well, but it's just not, with your talent, it's not worthwhile. You know?
I haven't done scripted theater in many, many years. I've been doing improv back home. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay. Oh, great. Wow.
I've been in Jakarta for about a year and 4 months.
Amazing.
And I've been doing a lot of improv. So I didn't have to even ask you the question. You kind of answered it. I've been, okay, here's words again. How do you lift the words from there into this and out? And so it really does start with kind of like improv, where it starts with your emotions and where your character is in that moment. Because we would do narrative improv and we would create stories and not just like little bits and jokes and stuff. So it's a little bit of that same idea. If you can just have it inside, then the words will come through. Once you get comfortable with the words, it will come through.
100%. 100%. And we're going to have to move on to the next person now, but I just want to add to that. If you're an improv person, then all you have to do is listen and respond. The same rules apply. The same rules apply. So you can trust that training. What am I getting? What information am I getting from the other person? What am I throwing back? That's the focus there. It's so nice meeting you, Ashley. That was fantastic work. Good job.
Thank you so much. I'm such a fan. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you. Good work, everybody. This is really exciting. I love the preparation on this. Velyn is next.
Hi. Hi, Andréa.
Hi, Velyn. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. What are we working on today?
So we're working on a monologue called Our Town by Trenton Wild. So Our Town is about the lack of appreciation most people have for life before death. So in this moment, Emily has already died and she watched her funeral with her mother and the other people. But suddenly the stage manager comes, and then after that, bring her back to the time when she was 12. It was her 12th birthday, but it's just too much for her, and she's just like at a time she's happy for seeing that moment, but at the same moment she missed that moment. And then after that, because it's just too much for her, and then she go back to the cemetery, and those who have died talk about life and how they never fully understand about what life has offered for them. Like that.
Yes, good, beautiful, good work on that. Good research on that. Yeah, so this is Emily Webb from our town. Yes, so she is going back. She has since died, but she gets the opportunity to go back and sort of revisit her life on her 12th birthday just to remember it, right? Um, good. And where are you right now in your home when you are on this 12th birthday? While you're saying this, where are you?
She's at her town, and then after that, also at her home.
She's at her home, and her mother is there.
And her
Can her
father.
mother see her, or she's there as a ghost? Her mother can't really hear her or see her.
Yes, she can hear her.
Um, are you watching? I think that as she's visiting, her mother is not. I think she's visiting her. If she's visiting a memory,
Oh,
I don't think her mother can hear her, right?
oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we jump in? Let's do it. Let's do it. And then we can talk more after.
I just going to
Say that again.
uh I'm going to do this sit down.
Oh,
Bye.
that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. I can bear it. They're so young and beautiful. Why did they ever have to get old? Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all. Everything. I can look at everything hard enough. Oh, Mama, just look at me 1 minute as Todd really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. You're a grandmother, Mama. I married George Gibbs. Mama, Paul is dead too. His appendix burst on a camping trip to North Conway. We just felt terrible about it, don't you remember? But just for a moment now, we're all together, Mama. Just for a moment, we're happy. Let's look at one another. I can go on. It goes so fast, we don't even have time to look at one another. I didn't realize all that was going on life. I would never. You're too wonderful for anyone to realize you. Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute? Okay, that's all.
Good job, Velyn. Beautiful, beautiful. Really good. Okay, so let's talk about uh, from the beginning when she says, "I can't bear it." She's looking at her parents, and uh, because she's going back in time and looking at them from where she sits now, she's seeing them when they were young. So it's like have you ever looked at pictures of your own parents and they look very, very young?
Mm. I have
right?
right.
Yeah, and it's surprising because you just can't even remember them ever looking that different. Um, so I think that's a piece of this. I mean, what this requires for you too is your imagination. Are you, you are a daughter. Do you have a uh, do do you have a mom? Does Velyn have a mom? Right. So can you imagine um, this moment of getting to see them and knowing what happens for the rest of your life and watching them not know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's profound. It's profound, isn't it? We're so used to our parents doing everything before us and knowing more than we do. But in this particular moment, time has passed, she has grown, she has died, and she's back visiting her mother and herself at this moment in history. And she knows way more than her mother does, even. I think there's a certain, yeah, there's a sadness to it, there's a disbelief to it. And what do you, getting back to our important questions, what do you want in this scene?
In this scene,
Yeah, and we say a little bit of it in the monologue. She asks her mother to look at her. What does she want?
what does she want is like really, really enjoy that moment and know that moment is really valuable. So like she wants to be like really, really feel the moment.
Yeah, yes, right. I want to feel it again. I want to, because remember in this beautiful play, yes, she is dead, so she is not sad. She just no longer has the feeling of human experience that is being so alive. So she gets to visit and I think realizes how precious it is. So yes, she wants to feel it, but also it must be hard to feel it and know what a privilege it is and see that everybody around her doesn't really think much of it, right?
Right.
Um, what is something that I'm asking Velyn now, the actress, what is something that your mother likes to do? Does your mother cook? Does your mother drive you places? What is something that you are used to seeing your mother do on a daily basis?
My mother liked to cook and write.
And what's the second thing?
Write writing as
Writing?
yeah.
Great. So just imagine, and what kind of things does she write? Does she sit and write in a journal? Does she write for work? What does she do?
She write for a journal and
Okay.
also like write the recipe.
Okay. So if you're used to seeing her writing in a book,
Yeah.
right? So that's something that you're used to seeing her do every day, and it's as if the moment Emily is having is it's as if you have not been able to see her do that in a very long time. And now you're getting to visit this moment. And even watching her write in a book, which is something she does every day, it's not a big deal to her. You now see it as the most precious thing imaginable. You wish that she could feel how precious it was, that you could have known how precious it was when you used to see it every day and not think anything of it, right? So I think the theme of today with everyone in their monologues is urgency. I want to feel this. I want everybody to feel this. I want this to be, um, I don't want any of us to take one more moment for granted, right? So what happens? Same thing. Let's start this and uh, even just the technical adjustment of just saying things a little faster,
Oh,
just to give it a little urgency. Let's see what happens. Why don't you start again and I'll stop you. But
Okay.
remember that the time, you only have a limited time to visit this 12th birthday. You don't have all the time in the world. So you want the most. You want to savor the most that you can out of this experience.
I can bear it. They're so young and beautiful. Why did they ever have to get old? Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all. Everything. I can look at everything hard enough. Oh, Mama, just look at me 1 minute. This thought really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. You're a grandmother, Mama. I married George Gibbs. Mama, Wally's dead too. His appendix burst on a camping trip to North Conway. We just felt terrible about it. Don't you remember? But just for a moment now, we're all together, Mama. Just for a moment now, we're happy. Let's look at one another. I can go on. It goes so fast. We don't even have time to look at one another. I didn't realize all that was going on in life. We never noticed. Oh, Earth, you're too wonderful for anyone to realize you. Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute?
Good. How did that feel?
It feels like different from before. It feels more like more emotional.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is I really saw you trying to connect to her, right? I think in a way she's sitting here having this moment, and all she wants is for her mother to just look in her direction and for them to just feel and have that connection. And her mother is too busy cooking and doing her everyday life. They're so unconscious human beings, right? You are in this position where you're no longer really a human being, right? You're a ghost, really. And you want to, if you get a day in the human experience, you want that connection, and they don't even realize how precious it is. I saw you fighting for that. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I feel like I want my mom to notice me, dear. And
Yes. Yes. And I think that's what brings up the emotion, right? It
yeah,
becomes more emotional when you're fighting to get your mother to notice you. It's so interesting. All the monologues today are about this,
yeah,
right? A daughter trying to get seen by her mother. And um, then the emotion comes up. If you go into this scene trying to play sad, it doesn't feel as um, alive. But you trying to get your mother to notice you does. And the fact that then it becomes emotional. What did you feel? I thought it was really good and very, again, I really like how you were appealing to her the whole time. But then once we got to the last quarter of the monologue, right? I can't, um, what is the, yeah, I can't do this anymore. Just because you weren't connecting with your mother, I felt like we lost a little connection with you. So once you break away from your mother, who are you talking to,
I'm
do you
talking.
think?
There's a moment that I talk to the stage manager too that it it goes really fast and we don't even have time to look at one another at the time.
Yes. And what do you think? Why do you think she's saying that to the stage manager?
Uh, I
Stage
think
manager's in
because
charge, right?
she wants to, yeah,
Keep going.
I think
She
because
wants.
she want that moment to be. She want to see that moment again because it just goes so fast, and she want to feel that moment again.
Right. But she takes it, she's the one who pulls herself out, right? Emily says, I can't do this anymore. It hurts too much, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So the stage manager seems to be the one that's kind of in charge of the way things go. I think that if you direct the second part to the stage manager, as if it's unfair, as if this is not what you wanted, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's unfair. Why is it that if we get to go back, they don't see us? I just want you to have the same way you're trying to get your mother to look at you once you get to the stage manager. I think that you want to get them to understand that this is not right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? If I get a free pass home, then it shouldn't, I, I didn't want to know that nobody appreciates life while they have it.
That's
I didn't want to know that. That's not the way it should be. You're the stage manager, fix it. Right? I mean, not that they can, but I think that that's the frustration. So can we try this one more time with that in mind? And I love you the way you're pursuing your mother. Keep that up. Really do get her to, let's hope every time that she will turn from what she is doing and see you. You want that.
Oh,
And you're not getting it. As much as you beg, she's just too busy.
okay.
Okay? Try from the beginning.
I can bear it. You're so young and beautiful. Why did I ever have to get old? Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all. Everything. I can look at everything hard enough. Oh, Mama, just look at me one minute. This toddler saw me. 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. You're a grandmother, Mama. I married George Gibbs. Mama, Wally's dead too. His appendix burst on a camping trip to North Conway. I felt just terrible about it. Don't you remember? But just for a moment now, we're all together, Mama. Just for a moment now, we're happy. Let's look at one another. I can't go on. It goes so fast. We don't even have time to look at one another. I didn't realize all that was going on in life, and we never noticed. Oh, Earth, you're so wonderful for anyone to realize you. Do any human beings ever realized life while they live it? Every minute?
Good, Velyn. You feel that?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful work there. What was different about that for you?
In this moment, I feel like more like I wanna make the stage managers like, this is too fast, you must change it. We don't even have time to like I want another. You must change it like that. I feel like I'm angry to the stage manager at the same moment.
Yes, yes. And again, it's that same fight that makes us compelled, right? Everyone that's watching, we want to see her fight. We want to see, even if she's fighting and failing, we're rooting for her. Um, good, good. This is beautiful work. As you move on, yeah, now you could just keep looking in different spots too about how to connect with your mother. When you talk about Wally dying and the appendix bursting, um, what would be the best thing? Like you're saying it, and in your, what would be the most satisfying thing for your mother to do? Like even that is a plea for attention. What if she went, "Oh, you're right, that was so hard. Come hug me. Wasn't that terrible? Let's hold each other and remember how hard that was." Everything. You're just like, even the bad, throwing out even the most shocking, sad, bad memories just to get her to connect. And she can't. She's in another time. She can't see you in that way. So be careful of, and this is for everybody, when we look at parts of the monologues that imply sadness or uh, getting emotional, be careful when we say, "Oh, I just want to get here and feel it for myself," right? It's not as interesting, and it also doesn't connect to what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is get your mother's attention. Even if you want her to hug you, you want her to laugh with you want her to stroke your hair, but even if she cries with you, even if she's sad with you, you'll take it, right? That's beautiful work, Velyn. Really, really good job.
Thank
Really
you.
good job on that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Excellent. Excellent work today. We have Esa next.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Esa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. I get excited when people are doing great work. It's really fun to be around. What are we working on today?
Okay, actually, I choose our town too,
Oh,
so
good,
it's better.
good. That's fine. That's fine. This is good. And this is
Yeah.
important. Actually, I'm very grateful that you did because for everyone watching, um, different humans have different experiences of the same lines. So I just want to be clear that I'm not going to ask, no one's going to be asked to be saying the same line the exact same way, right? Because it's coming through another person. But this is great, Asa, because now we've done a little work here speaking about the circumstances of the play. Do you have anything else that you want to add or that has come up in your research and working on it?
Mm,
You don't have to.
actually, more or less, same with Fallon, and I think this moment Emily want to really feel the excitement, the best moment in her life before she forget it. She have warned before by the others who had the same who have the same place with her right now, but yeah, she still insists to feel the best the moment in her life. So yeah, she choose at 12 at her 12th birthday to experience it, and then after that she realized that the live is uh, the people that live right now is not really appreciate the moment in her life, in their life actually, yeah, like that.
Good, good, Asa. So remember when we spoke to Kezia in the beginning, the very first monologue about what she expects when she walks in the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. What is Emily hoping to walk in and see?
Mm,
What is the specific expectation that Emily has at this moment? What does she want?
I think she can she expect the same excitement like she have experienced before, actually when she's 12 birthday. I think at the first moment when she got back, she meet a lot of people out there, like, oh my god, I remember that time, I remember this. I think she can find the excitement at that, but when she tried to communicate with her mom, to have a connection with her mom, and then she found out that, oh my god, so that she can't do that, and
Right.
life is so fast, so run so fast.
Yes. So we know that in the piece. But what we know that Emily experiences that once she is there. But I want to dig into this moment before, which is you say she wants to feel the excitement. So that's a little bit general. Let's get specific. If I'm going, right? If I'm going back to my 12th birthday, right? And it's a happy memory. What do I expect to see, feel, hear, taste, smell?
I see my mom, my parents, and I see a gift for me, and I smell the good breakfast that I have prepared with my mom. I hear my mom shout to me to wake up and to be prepared to go to school. And yeah, I think that's all that.
When it was your birthday, did you usually get any special treatment, an extra hug, an extra kiss, an extra pancake? What did you get? Why do you want to go back to that day? Why is that a particularly happy memory for you?
Yeah, I think the birthday is a special part in our life actually, in apa namanya, just a moment in our life every year. Like there's something that we get special treatments from our
Hmm.
love. So yeah, I think I really feel that way because the treatment at our birthday is not the same with our daily life.
Yeah. So it's a very loving day, and you expect to see your beloved parents who you haven't seen in a long time. But the last time you saw them, they looked a certain way, and you're expecting to see that. It's as if, uh, again, if you think about what your parents look like today, right? Um, Imagine that you were meeting them for dinner tonight, and you would expect them to look like what they look like today. But when you saw them for dinner tonight, they looked like they looked 20 years ago. Even that is shocking.
Yeah, yeah,
Even though it's beautiful, it's shocking, right? It already shows you that time moves on, right? You don't realize when you see people all the time. And certainly Emily's last memory of her mother was probably, was as she was older. But
yeah,
when you see your parents all the time, you don't really feel like they've aged. It's only when you see younger pictures of them that you say, oh no, my parents have really aged. I didn't know that, right? So that's the first shock in the door, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then right, and then we expect to see them and to get hugged and kissed um but the other thing that Emily doesn't expect, like when we say the smells of breakfast, somebody who has been a ghost in the graveyard does not experience any of that anymore. And it's not, and we're not even sure they are sad about it. They just don't have it anymore. So it's an overwhelming experience to walk into life. Um, this is just a side story, but there was a production here in New York of Our Town where when this scene happened in the play, as soon as she walked into her house, all of the lights changed and they were cooking bacon in the theater so that the smell, right? When you're in the theater, you don't have a sense of food smells or anything, but
Yeah.
they cooked a lot of bacon. So they made her cook this very strong scented bacon so that everyone in the audience would feel that sensory overload of something very different. So even the smell, the way how beautiful your parents look, it's even that is so different than how you remember it. And I think that's hard too. Because and this is why I go back to the moment before. What do you expect? You expect to walk in and it'll be exactly as you remember it, right? And it's just you're getting a real look at what it actually was, only you didn't know it at the time. Does that make sense? Yeah, let's jump in. Let's do it.
Okay. can't bear it. They're so young and beautiful. Why did they ever have to get old? Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all, everything. I can't look at everything hard enough. Oh, Mama, just look at me 1 minute as though you really saw me. Mama, 14 years has gone by and I'm dead. You're a grandmother, Mama. I'm married George Gibbs. Mama, Paul is dead too. Do you remember his appendix burst on a camping when we tripped to the Northway? We felt just terrible about it. Do you remember? But now, for a moment, we're all together, Mama. Just for a moment, we're happy. Look at me, Mom. Look at one another. I can't go on. Why we don't have time to look at one another? I didn't realize that all that was going on in life and we never noticed. Earth, you're too wonderful for anybody to realize you. Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute?
Good work on that, Esa. Beautiful work on that. Good. I want to try this again with a little bit more of the speed, of the urgency. Now, did you feel like you were grasping for lines a little bit? And is that why there were big pauses? It's okay. It's okay. I can tell you learned it, right? It's okay. So let's look at it again. Do you have it in front of you, like on the computer or somewhere where you can take a quick look at it?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, yeah. So let's put it there so that you can actually take a look. And it's better. You don't have to be looking at my face and our faces while you're doing this. So, but it's beautiful. You actually also have a really great speaking voice. I really like your voice. Beautiful. So let's take it from the beginning. And I want us to look at this first line. I can't bear it. What does that mean?
She just can't believe it what she see, and oh my God, they're so young and beautiful, like.
Right. But what does I can't bear it mean? Do you know what that means? To be able to bear something?
I think she can't just she can't apa namanya ya,
It's
she
okay.
can't
It's a tricky English word. She can't
yeah.
stand it.
Yeah,
She can't stand it. That's what it means. It means it's too much. I don't want it. I can't handle it. Right?
so I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. So I wanted to offer that to you. That is the very first thing she says is pretty much, I can't handle this.
okay.
I can't. This is too much. You did not expect the smell of bacon and the beautiful skin and perfect youthful energy of your parents. It's almost like a light that's too bright,
Right.
right? So, yeah, let's just start again, but I wanted to give you that. I wanted to clarify what that means. Doesn't mean you have to act it a certain way, but I think you did not know the full meaning of what I can't bear it means. And I think part of it is the stage manager is there with you, right?
Right.
So you don't have to look at them when you say I can't bear it, but I think that's part of it, right? You're walking in, oh no, oh God, this is more than I thought I could handle. And let's do it. You have the lines in front of you so that you can just pick up the pace. Let's remember that you only have a limited time here.
Okay.
Okay? Let's try it again.
I can't bear it. They're so young and beautiful. Why did they ever have to get old? Mama, Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all. Everything. I can't look at everything hard enough. Mama, just look at me 1 minute as though you really saw me. Mama, 14 years has gone by. I'm dad. You're a grandmother. Mama, I'm married George Gibbs. Mama, Wall is dead too. His appendix burst on a camping trip on North Conway. We just terrible about it. Do you remember? But, but, but just for a moment now, we're all together, Mama. Just for a moment, we're happy. Okay, let's look at one another, Mom. I can go on. It goes so fast. We don't have time to look at one another. I didn't realize all that was going on in life we never noticed. Oh, Earth. You're too wonderful for anybody to realize you. Do any human beings realize life where they live it every minute?
Good, Asa. How was that? How did that feel different? Or did it feel different?
I felt different at the first time I speak, because I think there's a different subtext from the text, and then I feel more there's an urgency when I speak to my mom. I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe just there's I think like I try to speak mama 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 a lot than the first time. Yeah, I think,
You
yeah,
tried to
and
speak faster
I
than the
think like,
first time? Yeah.
yeah, and
When
I
you say
think
mama, mama,
uh,
mama, do you mean you were speaking faster?
I speaking faster, and then yeah, maybe there's some uh, point that, okay, mama, I'm trying to find another motivation or another thing that I have to speak to her that
Hmm.
maybe can make her notice me. Like,
Yes,
oh,
good,
what about
good.
what another thing that I should tell to her? Like, yeah,
Right.
I'm looking for that.
I want to look at the beginning only because you said subtext at the top. And I don't necessarily, I don't think there is a subtext that is much different than what is being said. She's a child in her mother's house. Uh, I can't bear it. They're so young and beautiful. What's the next line?
Why did they ever have to get old?
Okay. I just want to take those first three sentences and I want you to really ask the question, why did they ever have to get old? Let's just not assume Sometimes we look at something in a script and we just say it because it's there. This is a child's question is, why are my parents not exactly how I want them to be? Always, right? Right? Think about it. Imagine your own parents getting very old. It's something that you know will happen, but you can't see it yet. You don't want it. You want them to be exactly as they are right now because that's what you know. That's what's familiar. That's what's a comfort to you. So let's take it from the very beginning, right? And just say, just from I can't bear it to why do parents have to get so old? Really ask the question. You're dead, like in a way, you're dead. You get to ask you're with the stage manager who in a way is someone who lives in both worlds, and you get to question it. Why does it have to be like this?
Okay. I can't bear it. They're so young and beautiful. Why did they ever have to get old?
It's okay. It's
Why
okay.
did they
Don't plan how
ever
you're
have
don't
to get
plan don't plan how you're going to say it. Just really ask the question. Right? You really, I mean, again, as we looked at with Velyn, it's like, can't you fix that? Why do they have to get old? Why don't people remember? Why? Right? I think this is something that just feels it's too much and it's unfair. If that's the subtext, right? Just say the first few lines and then we're gonna wrap up. But
I can't bear it. They're so young and beautiful. Why did they ever have to get old? Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all, everything. I can't look at everything hard enough.
good. Do you feel that? Do you feel a
Yeah.
difference? It's so much more alive. It's so much more active than anything you can plan, right? You can sit here and say,
Right.
why do we have to get old? Why do we have to get old? Why do we have to get, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just has to come from you,
Yeah.
right? And if you want in your practice, you can all do that. You can look at every line, take a line and stress different words in it and see what speaks to you, not what sounds better, but also or just look at it and say, what's the most important word in this sentence? In that one, I think it's why. Why is this all so confusing? I wanted to come back. I wanted to feel completely familiar at home. Why is everything not, why does nothing stay the same? Why? But that's beautiful work on that, Asa. You did great. You did a great job. And I want you to keep exploring that. Keep exploring how, what we found, especially in this last time, which is, I want this to be different. Fix it. I felt like your appeal to your mom was so grounded and centered, and even the way you smiled at her, right? It's me. Made it clear to me that you were really trying to get her attention. This is great. This is great work. Good job, Asa.
One more time. Sorry.
We're going to move on
My
now,
connection got
actually.
lost.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Asa. Sorry, I lost you too.
Hello,
Are
hello.
you there? There
Hi.
you are. There you are. That was no. I just wanted to say we're moving on now because I'm going to try and get Benita in. But
Thank you,
we're,
Andrea.
yeah. But you did beautiful work. Good job.
Thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome. Hi, Benita.
Hello. Hi, Andrea.
Hi. So, what piece are you working on today?
Um, I chose the monologue that is same as Kezia's, which is Brighton Beach Memoirs by Neil Simon. No,
Okay.
monologue.
Yes, Nora. Okay, good. This is mothers and daughters today.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm going to let you just jump in based on everything you've heard. You all you want to know is that who you're talking to and what you want.
I'm talking to same as Kezia's. I'm talking to my mother, and she's about to leave the house, and leaving me just by my just with my sister and the whole which is not with my whole big family. And yeah, it's hard because I have to take care my sister who is sick, but she just has to leave after all that I've sacrificed, not getting into Broadway, and
Yes.
and this is like yeah,
Let's
and my
let's
chance
jump
to get
in.
into Broadway.
Yeah. Let's jump in.
Okay.
Let's jump in. Yeah, I just want to know what do you want? Forget the explanation of the whole play. What do you want? Tell me right now. What do you want?
I
Simple,
want my
simple,
mom
simple.
to
Yes.
just don't leave, and
Good.
I want to be independent too.
Good. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. I can't believe it. You mean it's all right for you to leave us, but it wasn't all right for me to leave you? It was my future. Why couldn't I have anything to say about it? I need to be independent. So I have to give up the one chance I will never get again. Is that it? I'm the one who has to pay for what you couldn't do with your own life. I'm not judging you. Well, I can't even talk to you. I don't exist to you. I have tried so hard to get close to you, but there was never any room. Whatever you had to give went to Daddy, and when he died, whatever was left, you gave to Laurie. I've been jealous my whole life of Laurie because he was enough to turn on a light in my room at night or read in bed because Laurie always needed her precious sleep. I used to pray I get some terrible disease or get hit by a car, so I'd have my leg all twisted and crippled. And then once, maybe just once, I'd get to crawl into bed next to you on a cold, rainy night and talk to you and hold you until I fall asleep in your arms. Just once. Thank you.
Beautiful, Benita. That's beautiful work. In the interest of time, I want to do it again. Can you stand? Can you do this on your feet? Can you stand up?
Oh, okay.
Will you be able to? Yeah. I just feel like you have a lot of power. You have a lot of power and a lot of energy, and I don't want it to limit it to being seated. Okay? Good. Good. Hold on. Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay. Wait, you have to hold. I see you holding it. You have to hold it.
Yeah.
Oh, is there anywhere you can put it so that you don't have to hold it? I don't want you to think about that. Yeah.
Oh, I
And
think
if you
this
can
is
just
hard.
back up, if it's there and you could just, that's good. That's
Okay.
Are you
I will try just holding it. Okay.
okay? That was really good. Before you start, I want, oh wait, hold on.
I can't
Before you
believe
start,
it.
Did you hear me? Okay. Really good. I thought this was really good, and I feel like you're pursuing what you want. Um, be aware of that line towards the end. I used to pray. She used to pray she would get in an accident, right? She used to pray that she would, right?
Mm-mm.
That's a very,
Yes.
imagine telling your mother, I used to pray something bad would happen to me. I think that she is using that very strong sentence, and image to let her know just how much she has felt unseen. I just want to be careful that we don't just glide over that. That's a big thing to say. What is that line, Benita? I used to pray. Oh, you froze. Are you there?
Hello. Sorry. The
Sorry.
connection
Yeah,
is
we
kind of
both
bad.
got a little frozen there. Um, what is that line? I used to pray. Can you tell me what that line is?
I used to pray I'd get some terrible disease or get hit by a car or crippled, just
Right.
so that I can
Yes.
be loved by my mother, just as my mom loves Lori.
Just remember that when you were saying that line to your mother, I used to pray I would get a terrible disease. It's something that is so powerful and also will hurt her. You froze a little bit. Is there any way we can go back to where the phone was when you were sitting down? Can you hear me?
Mm-mm.
Is there any way we can go back to where the phone was when you were sitting down? Because it's not worth it. I don't want to disturb the connection, and I don't want you to have to hold the phone. Only because it's exactly what I tell you guys not to do, which is to be watching yourselves. I don't want that. I don't want that. That makes it too hard for you. Okay, let's start again. You're a little bit frozen. Okay, let's start again. And same thing, just go. Same thing we talked about actually in Ashley's monologue. Wake your mother up. Wake her up. Say all these things. She has never heard them from you. Wake her up.
Okay. In which line? Or starting again? Okay. Oh
Am I frozen?
no. No, you're not. I think I am.
You're fine. We see you perfectly.
Okay.
I see you
Which
perfectly.
I start?
Start from the very beginning and wake your mother up. Wake her up.
Okay. I can't believe it. You mean it's all right for you to leave us, but it wasn't all right for me to leave you? It was my future. Why couldn't I have anything to say about it? I need to be independent. So I have to give up the one chance I may never get again. Is that it? I'm the one who has to pay for what you couldn't do with your own life. Well, I'm not judging you. Well, I cannot even talk to you. I don't exist to you. I have tried so hard to get close to you, but there was never any room. Whatever you had to give went to Daddy, and when he died, whatever was left you gave to Lori. I've been jealous my whole life of Lori because she was lucky enough to be born sick. I could never turn on a light in my room at night or read in bed because Lori always needed her precious sleep. I used to pray I'd get some terrible disease or get hit by a car so I'd have my leg all twisted and crippled, and then once, maybe just once, I'd get to crawl into my bed next to you on a cold, rainy night, talk to you and hold you until I fall asleep in your arms. Just once.
Yeah, how did that feel?
Oh, to let it go, just so refreshing.
Yes.
Really let it all out.
Yes. Good for you, because it had a place to be directed. You had to wake her up. It was about her. When in doubt, focus out. Okay? Meaning, right? Meaning not to the audience, but to who you're talking to. Okay? So that you have that. Good.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it was just able to fly through you. Really good work on this. I'm so glad we got you in, Benita. This is good work. Continue to do this. And remember, as you work on it, fight, fight, fight. And those of you who are watching, you know, she had a strong first performance, but you see that once we gave her a little bit more direction, it became more alive, and it was different. It's not going to be the same every time, which is good, just as long as you're fighting. Really good. Great work, Benita. Beautiful work, ladies. This was an excellent session. I'm very, very happy to meet all of you. Thank you for doing your homework, because it does take work and it takes practice. This is not, do not be frustrated with yourself because it doesn't come the first time or the third time. It takes many times. It takes work. But you all are doing the work, and I'm just thrilled to be in process with you. That was great. I think we have to take a picture, everyone, right?
Yes. First of all, I just want to say, wow, all of you guys did such a great job. And thank you so much, Andrea, for the useful feedback. And I hope everyone observing is also getting the great knowledge. And before we take a picture, hold on, let me spotlight everyone in the, okay, right here.
And thank you, Linda, for interpreting. Thank you so much.
Yes. Can everyone in the active participant smile? 3, 2, 1. Okay, again. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to today's class.
Thank you all. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you, Andrea. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much,
So
Andrea.
welcome.
Great job,
Beautiful
everyone.
work.
Honor.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, JPAC.